Hi guys, so this is going to be the start of my, let's call it, well I don't know, Taranis refurbish. Um, so what I'm starting with here is my, let's say heavily used Taranis. It's been a bit abused, like, it's all scratched up. Broken switch at the top here, that's going to be replaced. All the stickers are getting replaced, so I'm just going to peel them off, and we're going to be doing the new M9-R gimbals. These guys are going to go in the trash, as well as a couple other little cosmetic doodads. So I think I'll skip the whole Taranis disassembly part. There's 100 tutorials on YouTube how to do that. I'll focus on some of the key points, like the painting and whatnot. So, alright, let's get to her. Alright, so this is what I've got so far. The reason I did this is, honestly, I don't know how to get that antenna out without cutting it out or desoldering the antenna. I'm still kind of up in the air whether I want to do the 5 dBi mod or not, so I don't know. We'll see. I've had a couple fail safes with my little micro with some foliage and stuff in the way, so I might. Holy shit. Okay, anyways. I've pulled off all the stickers, everything out of the top shell. One thing I'm also going to be doing, which I forgot to mention, is replacing the speaker in the Taranis as well. It's a popular mod, so I had these little adapters 3D printed. And got these speakers off of Amazon for, well, next to nothing, 8 ohm 2 watt. So they are much bigger. Let's see, where is that made? A bunch of screws attached to the magnet. We've got the old and the new here, so you'll just see a little bit of a difference in the volume. Clarity as well is much better. So we're just going to basically use these adapters. So the speaker just sits in like so. And, oh, sorry, other way around. Like this, and that part gets glued in to the top of the Taranis here, and it sits like so. So that's another thing on the list. Alright, so here we go with the next step. I did a little bit of work, I don't think you need to really detail the whole process of painting. It's fairly obvious. I scuffed the surfaces all down with, I believe it was 600 grit. Scotch-Brite pad would have just worked as well. And then I couldn't really find any plastic adhesion promoter. So I decided to get this Rust-Oleum from Home Depot. It says also bonds to plastic. So, whatever, we'll try it. So I blasted on a whole bunch of coats here, and looks like we're pretty smooth. It's gonna need a little bit of time to dry, and I'll give it the day, and maybe come back tomorrow and hit it with the base coat, and we'll pick it up from there. So I just got finished spraying the base coat And what I'm going to be doing here is like a candy red to match my Attitude V4 goggles. That's the plan anyway, so we'll see how that goes. But this is the product I used. It's a candy base, dupli-color. It's an automotive paint. So it's very metallic. I don't know how well it shows up pretty good in the camera, but it is very, very metallic. It is very nice stuff. Kind of lays on a little bumpy, but yeah, I think you can see it there. The clear should even that all out. So what I'm going to use to give it that red candy, hopefully, is duplicolor metalcast rattle can spray here. So this is like almost like a tinted clear coat. I'm still going to use a clear. So, but this will still allow the metallic base coat to come through. So, yeah, I mean, we'll let this dry. I'll probably hit it with this tomorrow, and see what the end result is. Yeah, but that's where we're at so far. My final bits of parts finally came in today. So the matching red, these beautiful little guys, the M9-R gimbals are going to be installed as well. And that's going to look sweet. Oh boy, I'm pretty pumped. Alright, I'll keep you posted with the next one. So here we are again after the coats of the duplicolor metal cast paint. I did, shoot, I wasn't counting, maybe 4 coats. Started off with a couple light coats, and then my last one was a little bit of a wet coat. And you'll see here, and actually, I don't know, it looks pretty good. I think it's probably not going to end up like the candy kind of coat I wanted. We'll have to see how it dries and how it looks after clear. But you can certainly see the metallic through it. And for reference here, for color, well, in person it looks actually a lot closer. You know, it's pretty almost bang on. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So yeah, there it is. I'll let this sit for at least 24 hours. Got to make sure the paint fully cures, and then hit it with some clear coat. A few nice wet coats of that, nice thick layer, protect it, and we should be good to go. Hey guys, I'm back, and in front of me you see, ta-da! Finished painting, finally, 3 days later. I hate waiting for paint to cure. I just want to slap it on and be done with it. But I am happy with the results. This camera does not do it justice. Filming with my iPhone here. When you take her out into the sun, it just sparkles. It's beautiful. A little bit of kind of like orange peel, but I used a spray can, so, you know, what are you going to expect? I would have liked to lay a few more layers down, but I ran out of clear. I did put enough on there, though. It'll be fine. So, what I'm going to get going with here now is the rebuild. So, going to get all my guts back in order here. Going to get these M9-Rs installed here. Alright, so those are going in. Got some new decals and, you know, all the switch decals. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these just yet though. Well, or this one. I might do something custom. We'll see. Anyway, the rest of the guts. What do I got here? A speaker. You know, we saw that earlier. That's going to go in. And all my switches. And Goodbye, old gimbal, you're dead to me. These little guys, they look sharp. Those are going on. Some rubber switch knob grippy desirs. That's about it. Yeah, so I'll set up a time lapse and you can watch me give her. So I was in the middle of doing my stop motion thing, and my battery died. So I got as far as installing the gimbals. They went in pretty easy. One thing I forgot to do when I took my Taranis apart is mark which way the trim switches face. So I put them in and arrows up. When I power it up, we'll see if they're in the right direction. If I have to, I'll swap them. So make sure left is left, right is right, so on. Up is up, down is down. So I got my switches installed as well. I did label those which way was up. Brown is always up. So I do have one broken one. I'm going to be replacing that, as well as the plan here is to install a speaker. So one of these little guys, I'm going to desolder the wire off of this old, what are these, 8 ohm 1/2 watt, and replace it with an 8 ohm 2 watt speaker. So that should give me a lot nicer sound. And this is just a 3D printed adapter off Thingiverse. So it's just printed in whatever color the guy had in his machine. And it basically fits inside here and hot glues in. Simple as that. So that's what you're going to be seeing in the next little series here. Enjoy. Alright, so I have everything pieced together. Still missing a couple screws here and there just because I like to power things up first. The front and back aren't even connected. But here we go.
Welcome to OpenTX.
So you probably can't tell the difference on the speaker. Well, I gotta look into that. Throttle warning.
Switch warning.
So, but yeah, we'll see what.
Trim center.
So that one's backwards.
Trim center.
That one's going the right direction.
Trim center.
That one's going the right direction.
Trim center.
That one's correct.
Trim center.
So just my roll. My roll trim has to get flipped. Not like I ever use those anyways, but looks like that's got to go. Okay, That knob is good. That knob is working. Again, not like I use these knobs, but good to know they're working. Okay, how do I get into, forgive me here, oh, here we go. So, looks like I think they're going to need some calibrating. Oh, let me see if I remember how to do that. Oh, these buttons are sticky here from the paint. Might have to clear around them with a knife. One thing I would say is don't do what Danny Don't does, and I didn't really wait long enough for my clear to cure. They say 24 hours, but God, give it 3 days. This is 2 days later and I'm still leaving like fingerprint marks all over that I'll have to deal with later. So yeah, if you're gonna clear coat or paint your transmitter, wait. I've even had a dehumidifier in here running and it's 45% and about 21 degrees Celsius in the garage here most of the time. So anyways, I'm gonna figure out how to calibrate that. I forget how, and I'll start the video again. Okay, so I've figured out how to calibrate the gimbals. So now I don't get that issue anymore. You have to go into the Taranis menu, okay, and go to page 9 of 9. So you gotta long hold this button here, and then long hold page, goes back to page. And so what you do is you hit enter to start. Okay, so we're gonna center all of our sliders. Not like these matter. And then center our sticks. Okay. I've already done this, that's why it looks fine. Did it off camera. Hit enter. I'm gonna move the sticks around. Okay. So I always do one at a time. Okay. Enter when done. Okay. That's it. So we should be good to go now. All right. So then testing. Let's see here. Go back. I found my switch SF, which is the two-way toggle back here. It's flipped up right now. It should be down, like away. So that's how they should all be. And I notice it's different. That means I put it in backwards. Oops. So I'm going to fix that. Going to fix my trim switch for the roll. Button up a couple more things, and we should be rocking. All right, that's it. I'm done. There it is. So I applied a new faceplate here. Nice and shiny. All right, gimbals. They went in nice. I may have to crack it back open to adjust some spring tension. I don't know. Gonna have to play with it a bit first. And my silicone switch knob desirs on there. I'll link everything in the description that I bought. These ones, they come as a nice package and everything, but they don't. These ones are square, and this stick is round, so I don't anticipate those lasting very long. Replace the stickers here. I did, or should have. I should have put those on before I installed all the switches, because it was a pain in the ass after the fact. I took all the switches off, or the screws, put it on, and had to mess with them while the radio was all together. Why? Well, because I'm too lazy to take it all apart again. The speaker sounds awesome. Highly recommend doing that. I'm probably going to throw some music on here, listen to some tunes while I rip. The color is awesome. I got a little bit of buffing to do for these stupid fingerprints I left in here everywhere, because the paint is still a little soft, but whatever, it's transmitter. It's going to get beaten around anyways. Not the end of the world. I left this sticker off. I do have a replacement, but I don't know. I might come up with my own fun something or other, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, all of these mods I highly recommend. Like, it's cheap. Like, if you scratch your screen, replacements are cheap. The stickers, if you're gonna paint it, you know, replace those. They're cheap. The screws with the gimbals, you can't get away with using the old ones, because these are for plastic. Okay, for these plastic pieces of shite. Yeah. Well, yeah, another thing I'm gonna do here too is lengthen my sticks. So my throttle stick is lengthened, and it's pretty easy to do. I can't remember what size it is in there, but there's a hex screw down in the middle in here. You don't have to remove it all the way, you just have to loosen it. Or actually, here you can see this one. So it's right at the top, because this stick is as far down as it goes. So then what you do is you loosen off that little screw, and you'll unspin your knob to the height you want. You can only go to a certain point before it gets too much. And then just tighten that little tiny Allen screw down, and it's basically just a little lock. And that's how you do it. It's super easy. I think that's what I'm going to do, because it gets you more like 0.8. I don't know if I can illustrate this here. Like point A to point B kind of travel. I don't know, it's hard to see. See how this stick is just sitting a little higher than that one? It gives you more distance this way, right? It's just, you know, maybe ease the burden going from these a little bit. So we'll fly with that for a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. Shoot me a like if you like it. If not, whatever, fuck you. But until then, have a good one, guys.